There are moments in life when everything seems perfect. The house, the job, the love you believe surrounds you. But sometimes it takes the most unexpected voice, a whisper from the invisible, to unravel the lies you've built your world upon. This is the story of Richard Callahan, a man who had it all, or so he thought. His estate stood tall on the edge of Crestmore Hill, a fortress of marble and glass, surrounded by manicured gardens and silence. At 45, Richard had risen from a modest upbringing to become one of the most respected names in global finance. His image graced magazines. His charity galas drew celebrities and CEOs alike. And beside him, always impeccably styled, stood his wife, Vivienne. Elegant, enigmatic, admired, but not everything that glitters is gold, and not every smile hides love. It was a morning like any other. Richard adjusted his cufflinks in the mirror, the weight of another important board meeting ahead. Vivienne walked past him in a satin robe, sipping from a champagne flute, her voice soft and commanding. "Don't keep them waiting. The empire doesn't run itself." She smiled, but something about her eyes, something had changed. Distance wrapped in sweetness, like perfume hiding rot. He brushed it off until he stepped outside. By the servants' gate, where no one of importance ever lingered, a small figure stood barefoot, still, almost unreal. A little girl no more than 7, her skin dusted with city grime, her dress faded and torn. In her hands she clutched an old, dented metal bucket. Richard paused, curious, moved, uncomfortable. The housekeeper hurrying past muttered, "She shows up now and then. Harmless. Probably hungry." But the girl, this tiny, forgotten soul, wasn't looking at the housekeeper. She was staring straight at Richard, eyes dark and calm as if she'd waited lifetimes for this exact moment. He knelt. "What's your name?" She hesitated. "Leona." "Are you hungry?" She shook her head, then she whispered, "I came to tell you something." He tilted his head, half amused. "Tell me what?" "Your wife," she said, "she's lying to you." Those words, simple, precise, landed like thunder. At first, he didn't believe her. A child, homeless, making accusations against Vivienne Callahan, but then she said more. "Last night I was behind the garden wall. I saw her with a man. They laughed." She said she was almost free. "She said you'd be gone soon." Something cracked in him. He didn't move, didn't respond, couldn't. And as Vivienne's laughter floated through the halls behind him, Leona turned and walked away, her bucket clinking against her side like a drumbeat of truth. That night, Richard couldn't sleep. Her words echoed in his mind, louder than logic, sharper than denial. And the next morning, he broke his routine. He didn't go to the boardroom. Instead, he unlocked a server he hadn't touched in years, his estate's internal surveillance system. He fast-forwarded through hours of footage. At 1:47 a.m., Vivienne appeared, in silk, barefoot. Glancing behind her, followed by a man, Richard's closest friend and business partner, Simon Crane. In the dim light of the garden wing, they touched, whispered, laughed, and then she said it, clear as crystal. "He's moving the last of the funds to Zurich. Soon, we won't need him at all." Betrayal wasn't the worst part. It was the precision, the calm cruelty, the years of love erased by one recorded truth. He moved fast, accounts frozen. Legal teams mobilized. Every document Vivienne had ever touched scrutinized. And there it was, a trail of forged contracts, digital manipulation, signatures not his own. She was stealing everything. But she hadn't counted on the girl with the bucket. Vivienne came home that night to silence. No flowers, no warmth, just Richard standing in the foyer, folder in hand. He didn't scream, he simply handed her the truth. We're done. She blinked. You lied, and a little girl with nothing saw what I didn't want to. By morning, she was gone, but Richard's thoughts weren't on his fortune, they were on Leona. That quiet warrior who asked for nothing yet gave him everything. He searched for her, shelters, alleys, train yards, and then behind a bakery, curled in a blanket of cardboard and cold, there she was. The bucket beside her as if guarding her soul. He didn't wear a suit that day. He knelt beside her eye to eye. You saved me. She didn't reply, so he reached into his coat and pulled out a necklace. Simple, gold, engraved with one word. Scene, you're coming home now if you want to. She blinked, then slowly she took his hand. Over the months that followed, Leona became more than a guest. She became family. She had her own room, tutors, warm meals, a place in the world. But more than all that, she had someone who listened. She talked about stars, planets, lemon pie. She hated shoes, loved the moon. And for the first time, her voice was loud enough to change a life. 1 year later, Richard signed the papers. Adoption complete. And at the celebration, beneath a sky full of lanterns, he raised a glass. To the child who saw through the lies, to the voice that saved me, and to every soul the world tries to silence, may they always speak.